Welcome to Plotter's Tale.
Our last update was in 2017. We then started a new Insta account, but 5 years on we decided that Plotter's Tale was our original thought. So, we decided to focus on its growth. With this in mind, we want to take you on our journey and show how we cultivate our plot from scratch. Here you can see how overgrown our plot had become over the duration of a year. We left it intentionally so that in the first instance we could rest the ground, and secondly in the hope that we could capture our achievements as we go along.
We will be hopefully applying all of the things we learned over the last 5 years so that you can hopefully find some help and tips on growing your allotment or garden. We really want to be able to help create a great community and share as much as we can. Our plot is based in Handsworth, Birmingham, UK. We are so fortunate to be able to share this space with some really interesting individuals and groups of people who exist in our wider local community. Monday, 17th of October 2022. I measured the plot and is roughly 37 meters in length and 8 meters at its widest point. I got really stuck in and chopped down about 1/4 of the plot on day 1. This took me about 3 hours to do. I used a garden hoe as my tool of choice. I try not to use electrical tools unless I really have no choice. I really believe that I can use my own energy to get jobs done.
Tuesday, 18th of October 2022. I decided to go for it and clear a further 2 quarters. Dividing the task into AM and PM. AM, I gave myself a target to work 9 meters in the first hit and then another 9 in hit 2. The day before I cleared a boundary, and today, I worked to this point. Body was a little sore from the day before, however, I used all that amazing oxygen around me and went to work. By the time I started the second hit in the PM, I was really warmed up and was ready for it. I could feel all my stress converting into energy and powering me forwards. It took me 2 hours to clear the remaining target. Having a lunch break and using an hour to rest was the correct thing to do before this hit. The results were amazing. I walked away this afternoon feeling really pleased and happy with my achievements. Day 3, Wednesday, 19th October 2022. Similar to the day before, I divided the day's work into AM and PM. AM was to clear the remaining cotter. This was my breakthrough moment. I recall getting to the end of this hit and feeling amazed at the amount of work I had achieved. There were some really stubborn weeds and grass throughout the entire clean. Each day I had to sharpen the hoe. This section, however, was the hardest and contained the most stones.
In the afternoon I was ready to rake up all the cuttings and to pile them up so I could get ready for a bonfire fire in November. Fire season at our site. I started by creating small plies of the cuttings, and then starting from the bottom I gradually worked my way up. I collected the small plies using my homemade wheelbarrow, reducing the journey to the larger pile after each trip. Honestly, raking up was surprisingly more energy zapping than the work done prior to cleaning up. This part was about endurance. I had to mentally overcome the fatigue and really push myself. I thought I had to leave the site at 5 o'clock, so I was working against the clock to pick up as much of the cutting as I could. However, on the way home the guy who locks our gate told me that they closed at 6, not 5. The gate closed at 5 in November.
Saturday, 22nd of October 2022. My wife and younger kids joined me today. The help was most welcome. We did some final tidying up and divided the plot into 5 sections. We believe that this will be most productive for us. As you can see, with some dedication and hard work, in a short amount of time, we are ready to move on to getting the plot ready for sowing.